Will you pray with me? May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Amen. The bent-over woman never asks Jesus for healing. Did you notice that? Jesus heals her, no doubt about it. He touches her, he restores her body and her soul to wholeness, and starts a fight with the synagogue leader over Sabbath observance. But she's not looking for healing. She just comes to worship, broken and weighed down. And Jesus does the rest. Maybe she doesn't ask for healing because she doesn't know she needs it. Maybe she's been weighed down so long, she's forgotten what it's like to stand up straight and look people in the eye. This has been her reality for 18 years. Why would she expect that healing would come now? Maybe she doesn't ask for healing because she doesn't even know she's allowed to ask. Her disability comes with a societal shame. Her body is considered ceremonially unclean. Maybe she's just resigned herself to life as it is. Maybe she's tired, weary of hoping for something that she can't have. Might as well keep her head down and soldier on. As Lutheran pastor Nadia Bolz-Weber points out, we don't know a thing about this woman's story. But, Nadia says, I have my suspicions. I know the emotional and spiritual forces in my own life that have pulled my face more toward the ground than the heavens. I know how all those little harms done to us can create these thin threads of shame. Those threads are easily broken or shrugged off one at a time, or with just a few. But enough of them, over enough time, start to pull us down. They are sufficient to bind, make us no longer to stand up and look others in the eyes. The woman shows up, broken and weighed down, and Jesus does the rest. I spent a day and a half last week at a pastor's retreat in beautiful Ghost Ranch. About a dozen of us, ministers from all over northern New Mexico, gathered to pray and share our experiences of ministry in these last few years. This is the same group of ministers you might remember who started the collaborative worship on Zoom during COVID. We met every week to plan and also just to share, to support one another through a strange and unprecedented time. So finally, we gathered in person to check in and to see how everyone is doing this side of the pandemic. The answer, not so great. But we knew that, right? The whole reason the Presbyterian made it possible for us to get together was because they recognized that most people these days are suffering from compassion fatigue. Too many years of crisis after crisis, of trauma upon trauma upon trauma, so that our hearts and our minds and our souls, and yes, even our bodies are breaking down because the cumulative impact of it is just too much. And no, this is not just a pastor thing. Really, anyone who's been trying to be a decent human being in this world and halfway paying attention is experiencing some form of this compassion fatigue, this psychological exhaustion, this spiritual discontent, secondary trauma, physical ailment. I mean, have you noticed how people are driving these days? And no, it's not just in your head. All the major media outlets are telling us traffic accidents have gone up because we as individuals and as a people are really not okay. That was the whole point of this retreat, it turns out, to get together and admit that we're not okay. To say out loud that we are broken and weighed down, and somehow to trust Jesus to do the rest. So that's what we did. And I'll share with you just a few descriptions that people used in our time together to describe how they're feeling these days. One person said, I feel like we're in exile, like the people of Israel when they were in Babylon. Half of us want to go back home to the way things were before. Half of us don't believe this exists anymore. Home exists. Half of us are done, we're ready to walk away, and the other half can't do math. Someone else said, I feel like the soil in Mora after the forest fire. All the good stuff has been burned away, and so now when it rains, I have nothing left to hold that water. So any little crisis just floods, and it spills over and goes everywhere. Someone else said, I feel like the normal we've returned to after COVID is like a parallel mirror universe where everything is just a little bit off. Someone referenced the TV show, The Good Place. Any watchers? She said, I feel like we're all pretending that it's the same world that we were living in, but we all know it's not, and the gaslighting is making us crazy. Does any of this sound familiar? Do you feel like you're in exile or some alternate version of reality? Do you feel like your capacity for compassion, resilience, even just basic human kindness in the grocery store is depleted and every little thing is just too much? Do you feel weighed down, bent over, bound by something? Call it Satan, call it anxiety, call it the weight of the world. It doesn't matter. It's all those little strings holding you down. Death by 1,000 cuts. The woman shows up, broken and weighed down, and Jesus does the rest. We show up in this world, in these bodies, because in Jesus Christ, that is what God does with us. Nadia says, if the body is the place where Satan sows shame in this woman, then how amazing is it that a human body is also what God chooses to take on to be with us? That God would, as we say, slip into skin and walk among us. That God would choose to make the home of the holy and an actual human body in the person of Jesus. Illness and injury, they happen in our bodies. Aging, wear and tear, that's the stuff of flesh and blood. Even our compassion fatigue, the trauma, the stress, the spiritual turmoil, it all takes up residence in our bodies. So that's where God comes and meets us and takes up residence as well. The Word becomes flesh. Jesus the Christ, the Holy One, the one who has searched us and known us, the God who knits us together, who proclaims we are beautifully and wonderfully made. This God saves us in our bodies, not from our bodies. Saves us in this world, not from this world. For we remember, don't we, that Jesus sat at a table with his very human disciples, one of whom had already betrayed him. And he took such ordinary things, bread and wine, and he said, "This is my body, this is my blood. And by the way, you are my body, broken and weighed down as you are. You bear the image of God in this world. You are the ones I have called by name, the ones who will share my love with the world. So go out and share it. And when you get depleted, because you will, come back to me and trust that I will heal you. I will make you whole. I am the potter, you are the clay. So let me shape you and mold you. Just come and be present, and I, the Lord your God, will do all the rest." So friends, let us come. Come to this table of grace. Come to this table of healing. Come as you are, broken and weighed down. Christ meets us in body and in blood. Just show up, and Jesus will do the rest.